Hello, LinkedIn. You're very welcome to this week's LinkedIn Live. My lovely guest today is Niamh Brady. Niamh was my podcast guest on the podcast, which came out on Friday just gone, and we talked all about creating a better workday. Niamh, do you want to let people know a little bit more about yourself and your background and how you came up with a better workday?
Yeah, I'd love to. So, hi everyone. My name is Niamh Brady, and I am on a mission to create a better workday for professionals worldwide. I challenge people to think differently about how they manage their time, energy, and attention so that they can spend more time on things that matter. So, I work both with companies and individuals, and it all came, I suppose, from my own experience. I've over 14 years' experience, primarily in the tech sector. But when I first graduated college and had my first job, I was given a phone and a laptop with no advice on how to manage my time and effort. And I burnt out within 1 year. And that was a process that repeated itself many, many times until I learned how to balance productivity with my well being. And now I just take all of that experience and knowledge, and I've committed myself to making the tools and information to have a better workday available to anyone who wants to improve how they work and live. So that's
Mm.
me.
It's so interesting that you say that, Niamh, because it's so true, isn't it? And with a lot of different things, it's not just around productivity and managing your time. It's just kind of like, oh, here you go. Here's your laptop. Here's your phone. Off you go now and figure things out for yourself. Learn on the job and whatnot. Um, and we covered those three specific kind of areas: the time, energy, and attention, which I think is really, really important. For anyone who hasn't listened to the full podcast episodes, the link should be in the comments below. If you click on the comment section, you will get the link to the full podcast episode. It goes for about 45 minutes or thereabouts. We have a great discussion about all of this kind of stuff. Like for me, it's something in my corporate career, I was always so interested in, like, what day of the week is the best day to do certain types of tasks, or what time of day, and how can we improve the way we work. It was something I was always so interested in. Spend my time reading HBR, Harvard Business Review articles and sharing them with the team, kind of summarizing them and sharing them out with the team to see would anyone else benefit from them, because I think it's so important. And I think one of the things that we talked about is it's kind of unique to each individual, isn't it, Niamh? So it's not just like a one size fits all. You can't just say like, oh, here's a framework and off you go. It's more about finding a framework, but finding what works for you within that.
Yeah, it is. And like not only is it different for different people depending on your preference for, morning or afternoon, or doing certain types of tasks at different times of day, but also you're going to have different preferences throughout your life depending on what is taking your energy at home and in other parts that you have to consider in the workday as well. So why might what have worked for you in corporate Aoife might not necessarily work for you now.
Mm.
So it depends on yourself, true, but also the kind of work you're doing, the energy you're getting from the people around you, so who you're working with or who you're living with, and all of those other things that are feeding into your day. Because although we talk about your work day, of course, it is part of your entire life, so we can't ignore
Yeah.
that, and we have to acknowledge
There's
that
more
when we're
than just
planning our
work in
time.
my day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
That makes total sense, Niamh. One thing I'd love to kind of drill into, understand a little bit more about, because I'm getting the sense through my LinkedIn feed. Yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff about people talking about overwhelm. And I was listening to a podcast earlier and they were talking about languishing. I know that's something that sort of came up. Adam Grant kind of brought that term to the fore, if you like, earlier, probably in the summertime, actually.
Yeah.
Hard to believe how quickly this year is going, but he was talking about this idea of languishing, and from what I'm seeing from my feed, from the clients that I'm working with, people are so incredibly busy at the moment. They're super overwhelmed. It's I'm not seeing kind of a light at the end of the tunnel yet, but I suppose let's bring this back to the individual and be like, what are the signs that it's time to start focusing on this stuff, time to take a step back and have a look at your time, energy, and attention?
Yeah, so it's often those times when you feel like you can't take a break.
Yeah.
That's usually the warning sign, right? So if you
Mm.
don't feel like you've got time in your day to actually, take your lunch or go for that walk, if you're struggling to disconnect because you've got so much to do and you feel that you can't disconnect because you've got so
Yeah.
much to do. Well,
Yeah.
these are all red flags for you. And honestly, obviously, ongoing fatigue is one sign, but on the other side of it, hyperactivity. So just feeling like you're go, 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 go is
Yeah.
also a concern, because I suppose that's a precursor to burnout, because you're almost afraid to stop, because once you
Mm.
stop, you might not be able to restart.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, I think anybody who can relate to any of those things I'm saying there, I know it might be going against what you think you should do this week, but maybe what you could do is even carve out 15 minutes and get a little bit of time to yourself and say, what one thing can I do differently from now on
Mm.
to calm the overwhelm for me a little bit, to bring back
Yeah.
up my energies just a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah.
and even that would
Maura
make a
Mackey,
difference.
Maura Mackey has just put a comment on LinkedIn saying, "Loving this, ladies." Thank you,
Oh, hi,
Maura.
Maura.
Would love to get you involved in the discussion if you have any questions, or if there's anything else that you would like to share. Um, Niamh, I can relate to both of those scenarios 100%. And I do, like, if I cast my mind back, I suppose the thing that springs to mind in my corporate career is when you're working on a presentation for a client and you just think, I just have to finish this presentation. There's no way I can take a break because I don't have the time to take a break from this. And the times that I did take a break, even if it was 5 minutes, go outside, get some fresh air, could be 10 minutes, walk around the block, something like that. And I came back and I was so much more able to handle whatever it was I was working on. So like normally, like the immensity of a tight deadline and you're trying to deliver a presentation to a client or something like that. So for me, definitely that. The other one of the hyperactivity, yes. If I stop, I'm going to get sick. I'm going to get a cold. Something's going to happen because I've been working so hard. You're kind of working on adrenaline. You're kind of fueling through adrenaline or something like that, rather than through something else. Here more is saying something else now. I think it's definitely something continuously work at. It's get the work-life balance. Yeah, we need to do it. And funny, like the whole term work-life balance, I think it's a little bit of a myth. And I have spoken about this several times on the podcast where, people are offering their different perspectives, whether it's work-life integration, work-life harmony, just life harmony, because it's one whole life. It's not work and life separate. It's all like kind of one thing. So it's really interesting. Any thoughts to share on the whole work-life balance, Niamh?
Yeah, so I struggle with that term myself an awful lot as well, for all the reasons that you've just said. And I've
Yeah,
been searching for a word that I could use comfortably with my own clients, and I do believe I found it.
go
um,
for it.
yeah, in the book called The One Thing, and he describes it as counterbalance. Almost like if you
Oh,
can
yeah,
imagine a dancer that they counterbalance. I'm
yeah,
doing dancing poses here at my desk. So the concept is that you go to work and you go all in, because you have to be there all in to get good
yeah.
work done. But you never stay there too long that you can't make your way back to
Mm,
the other aspects, or that you can't find your way back to them. And then you go all in there. And he says like that the wonderful things happen in the extremes. Allow yourself to go to the place, but never
yeah,
stay there so long that you can't
mm,
find your way back. And I just think
yeah,
that sits a lot better with people who are very career driven, who are very ambitious, who do like to go all in. It's okay to do it. Just
yeah,
don't stay there so long that you forget the path home. And that's
yeah,
really key, And I
yeah.
prefer that one, Aoife.
Yeah, no, I love that, Niamh. And the idea of being all in and going all in at work, but then when you're home, you're not checking the emails, you're not
Yeah,
opening up the laptop, you're going all in with everything
yeah,
that's going on at home, whether that's with your friends, with your family, um,
whatever.
entertainment, whatever that is, but you're going all in and you're not like secretly checking your I've taken, and I said this, I'm sure before, but I have taken or I never had my work emails on my phone. As long as
Yeah.
I've had my own business, I've never had my work emails on my phone ever. So that's kind of a thing for me. If I want to check my emails, I have to go to my laptop. Also
And
trying to move away from the whole email thing, generally speaking, because it's just,
but that's a whole other podcast
that's
now,
a
Eva,
whole
I
other,
think. Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
definitely a whole other podcast. So Niamh, if people want to learn more about what you do, what is the best way that they can connect with you?
Yeah. So the easiest way is on my website, niamhbrady.com. Otherwise, you'll find me here on LinkedIn as well, or else over on Instagram. I like to hang out there. Niamh Brady Coach is my handle.
Yeah, it's funny. I think we're both similar. Like I love both, a combination of LinkedIn and Instagram. I like them both for
Yeah,
for different reasons. But yeah, no, that's brilliant. Thank you so much for your time today.
thanks,
And thank
Aoife.
you for sharing your wisdom and on the podcast as well. And as I mentioned, for anyone who hasn't listened to the full podcast episode, the link to the full episode should be in the comments. And Niamh is tagged in this post. So you should just be able to, if you're not connected with her already, you should be able to just click onto that and have a look at her profile and connect with her through there. So thank you so much.
That's great. Thanks, everyone. Have a better work day.